Hey everybody, welcome to the Logan Power Show. It's me, your host, Calvin Logan, and we have a special edition here at the Logan Power Show once again, just to honor our teachers, our people, our heroes. Again, these are our heroes, our frontline folks who are making a difference. They're the ones that we rely upon to help educate our kids. Well, I got with me a teacher who is in the Lone Star State of Texas. She is a great teacher. She is definitely someone who you want in your classroom. The one and only Miss Diane Scott. How you doing, Miss Scott?
Mr. Logan, how are you, sir?
Definitely glad to have you here, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, definitely blessing to have you here. So, Miss Scott, can you tell people why did you yourself become a teacher?
I became a teacher just because it's in my blood. My family, my mom was a teacher, my grandmother was a teacher, and I had fought it for so long because the stigma behind teachers. But I know in my heart that's what God wanted me to do, and that's why He led me back to teaching and getting my education degree later on in life. So
Absolutely.
but to answer your question, the reason why is just because I enjoy making an impact on kids and giving them something that can never be taken away from them, which is education.
Yes, ma'am. Now
Mhm.
you are a different type of teacher as well. You get really involved with with the children's activities outside. I've literally seen you come to sporting events to help encourage the kids as well. Um, why is that is too because we just had a teacher previously. Ms. Date is the same thing, and you guys are in the same pathway. So explain to me why you decide, like, hey, it's not just I'm in the classroom, but I come and catch you outside the classroom.
I just think it's important to be able to see the kids outside of the classroom environment, just to see how they interact with people outside of school. And I just think it's important to know that the student knows that you care enough about them to, in fact, show up when you don't have to. And I think that's important. I think that really makes a difference in a student's life.
Absolutely. Now, because things are changing, we got this pandemic I don't know about you, but teachers need to get like a $50,000 raise in my book, just me personally, based off what's going on. What would it take? What do you guys need to be successful? Because there's gonna be a lot of moving parts moving forward, going to this 2020-2021 season. What do we need to do to make you guys have a successful year?
I think it's the most important is going to be support from administration,
Okay.
um, because getting the PPE that you need without having to go into your own pocket. Um, I should be able to feel safe in the classroom with the materials and things that are provided by the school without having to buy additional materials and things like that. And just going in with a good mindset that you have to keep safety first. I think it's important. Mhm.
Absolutely. Now, you have a different mindset too when it comes to kids. You never see a kid as a problem child. You there's a lot of times there's certain teachers who um I call them the one strike hitters. Like if a kid just break a pencil, they out the classroom, or
Right.
like blurt out something, they gone. You are more of, man, I'm in your face. I'm not. The buck stops here. Um, why do you do that? Because there's some teachers here, like, I got 24 other kids. I'm gonna move forward. Like I said, I ain't you not stressing me out. I'm about to go. So why do you keep on the positive motivation, despite when you have a lot of difficulty sometimes as a teacher?
I think it's important as a teacher just to have patience. You have to be, and you have to exude positivity because some of these kids don't get that at home, and so you have to be there for them and let them understand that you realize people make mistakes because that's just life. But understand that there's also consequences and make them recognize that, as well as just making them just be responsible for their actions. So um, again, just be positive, because again, they don't get that at home. Some kids don't get that at home, and they're calling out. So sometimes that um, if you break a pencil in class, that's just a cry for attention
Mm,
that they're not getting, and you
got it.
just have to realize that.
Absolutely. Now you are an African American teacher, and statistics says that there's not a lot of African American teachers in the classroom. Another thing too is that you really um, try to fair is fair. You don't see color as you teach. Um, how difficult it is sometimes, because I know you were teaching in South Carolina, now you're in Texas now. When it comes to levels of different change of region, um, do you have to change your strategy as now you're in Texas as you teach your children?
Yeah, I think each classroom is different. You have to kind of gauge what your students need. Um, for instance, I went to the district that I taught at was a very, very what they considered a privileged district. So I had to deal with a lot more with um, privileged children. So you have to do. So therefore, you have to deal a lot more with parents that feel entitled and things like that. And it's just different. And you just have to recognize um, your base and wherever you're going. So, but again, it's just you just have to sit there and teach, and you have to know that you have to have the mindset that the students are the most important. And with
Absolutely.
that, you can teach anywhere.
Yes, ma'am. You can teach anywhere. Now, for you, being a wife and a mother of two, uh, what is the motivation balance? Because you are having the saying, like, when you teach, you say, okay, well, I got a child too that's close to your age. So when you say, like, you can't do it, or like, you're having trauma, you identify, you always, when I saw you taught, you give examples, like, I got kids of my own, so like, I got you. um where's the family dynamics come into play? Because when people come in your classroom, I've seen it personally, it's a family environment. Those become literally your kids for an entire year, and the way it looks is like, man, she puts her all in all into those kids, and it's left on the table. Where is all this coming from? Because sometimes there is a distance. Some teachers say, like, this is as far as I'll go with the child. I'll never bring the child in to me, into my aura, into my inner space. I'll give you this as much as you'll see, but you'll never see the real me. But you always give the real you. Every time in class, you pour your heart out, your love, your sweat, your tears. Where does that come from? Because not everyone has that when they teach a classroom.
Again, I just think it's something that's inbred in you. I just think it's something that as a teacher you just have. This is my gift, you know, and I really believe that. I really believe that God put me here to be a teacher and to use that gift. And I think going in with that mindset, it definitely helps get you through. But you also realize you have to definitely learn. It's a balance. You have to balance between the family life and the school life, and you have to know that you have to make sure your own children know that they're important as well. Because sometimes and it's so hard. It's easily done when you're focusing on grading papers or getting this project taken care of, or um, tending to other students' needs, and you do realize that you're kind of leaving your kids out on the back burner at
Yeah,
times, and you just
yeah,
realize you have to realize, and I learned this early on. There's just a balance that you have to find as a teacher, and you find that eventually. You find out when your work balance and your home life balance, and you're able to do that. And I think that's not only with teaching, just with any profession.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Now, you talk about your faith. You talk about your faith constantly. Just like, if a parent ever asks you about your faith, you mention about your faith in God and how it's catapulting you. Um, like, is there elevations of your faith that that you've that's made you stronger this past year? 'Cause I know you guys teachers have really since March to now, you had to make a total shift of your education. It's all virtual. It's nothing. I can't reach out and grab the child like I want to see their ups and downs. I gotta see them on the screen like we're seeing each other right now.
Mhm.
Um, what has been like your faith dynamics, or how you been able to get through um, these challenging times?
I mean, as always, just have to put your faith in Him and know that this He's put there's a reason for the season, and you just know that everything you'll get through it, and just keep praying and realizing that this might be the future. And if this is what the future is going to look like, um, you have to be resourceful and make sure that we're still able to um, be able to provide our gift to our students by impacting them in a different way, and whether that be virtually or anything. You just have to make sure you get that, and it all comes with practice and work, and you just got to keep trying to see what works.
Got it. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, try to see what works for you.
Right.
Now, when you teach your kids in the classroom, or do certain things with them, uh, like right now, what what should the community do to help you guys? Because right now, I know we can't always rely on the government to say like, hey, pass a bill, pass a law, teacher's gonna get X, Y, and Z. But how can the community help y'all be able to say like, hey, we got you? Because there are certain teachers where the parents get on board and say, hey, we got you, we ain't never gonna let you fall. And there are certain classrooms where the teacher, you on the island by yourself, and you ain't got no help. So where, as us as a community, how can we help you all be successful in your personal opinion?
I think, especially with everything that's going on, I think you just need to listen. Administration, people just need to listen to what teachers are saying. And it's so many teachers are very scared of going back to their classrooms, and I don't think anybody is hearing them. And people that can't, I've had several of my colleagues quit because they don't feel like it's going to be safe at their school. I
Mm,
know they had a picture that came out of a Georgia school district. Did you see that? Where
yes.
the students were in the hallways and just crowded. There were half of them weren't wearing face masks, and that's scary. You know, when something can spread so quickly like that, and they're not taking the proper precautions. So I just really think they need to enforce these safety measures and really listen to the teachers when they're saying, if they're saying it's not happening,
Got it.
because that's not only affecting. It's just very selfish because it's not only affecting you, it's affecting anybody that's bringing that home to somebody that might have a pre-existing condition, and subjecting them to that. I just could not deal with it. I couldn't live with that.
Absolutely. And for those that are listening, um, our teachers are the heartbeat of the United States of America. I don't know about you, but you need them. Man,
Mm-hmm.
you don't need them. You need to give them on a call. If you know a teacher, I don't know about y'all, give them a hug. If you can, social distancing hug, like a gift or something, through a text message. Tell them how much you appreciate them. We need them in the fight. We can't do it by ourselves. Um, just telling you all from my personal heart, a teacher is America. Because if you don't have nobody who'll teach you your past, present, or future, then how can you learn and obtain the knowledge that we say we want? We say we want change. We say we want to make this place great, but you have to honor where honor is due. We honor certain people if they're in sports, elected officials. You honor certain other entities if it's religious leaders. But I believe a teacher should be on there should be just as even as some of these people that are way up there. They should be right there. Like that is like I'm listening to that piece because if you don't have a teacher in the classroom, then you can't say your child can be self-taught. The parent is the first teacher. The second one is the one they go to the classroom with. So that's something that we definitely want to keep our teachers in prayer, lift them up, um, let them have some options. Um, so so what I get it, you feel that, as teachers, you guys should get an option, either classroom or virtual, depending on their safety measures.
I believe so. If I as a teacher feel like that I'm in danger or my life's at risk, I think I should be able to teach virtually. And I honestly think that it's going to come down to that eventually, because I think that just by the numbers that keep going up, it's going to be inevitable. Which is, I just think they're opening it too soon, and I really think they just need to listen to the teachers and expect, because imagine being a teacher, you don't have any benefits if you quit. You need this job. You're a single mother, you're a single father with children of your own, and this is your only job, and you have to go back. And that's not fair to teachers. So many parents were getting a little taste after spring break. Their kids didn't go back to school of what it is to really teach the kid and really to know, they'll dive deeper into what they actually do day to day, what teachers actually do day to day, and just imagine that times 30, um, for each student. So I just think of, like you said, teachers are essential and they just need to be recognized as such.
Absolutely, and for those that are listening to us, I want you to understand that we're just coming with solutions. I believe like this, just like our frontline doctors and nurses that are putting their life on the line, our essential workers that work at the local stores that are open their places. We got to think about our teachers as well. These are people that we can't neglect. They got families too. Um, and not every teacher has no children. Don't think that teachers got a home too. Like when they get
Right.
when
Got
they
their
get
own children.
yes. So for where we are, there's a lot of things going on for where we are doing here now. It seems like in your state, Texas, I know that the levels of numbers are going up and down. It's like a roller coaster. It looks like you guys are going back to classroom. May give an option. This depends on whatever it is. We don't know. Uh, if you could, for a person that says they want to take the oath, they want to become a teacher, because I know a lot of times some people get scared, so they want to become a teacher because they think about, man, I ain't making no 8 figures a year. It's not the job where man, the paycheck is just the long game. Like I'm making $8 million a year. It's not that kind of job.
Not that.
Um, there is no overtime.
Right.
Um, but I got a passion to make a difference. Um, can you speak to that person, I guess, who's sort of on the fence, saying like, should I teach, or should I just go off and do what I do? The floor is yours. Talk to that person that maybe they just their field is teaching, is they just, but they sort of hesitant in doing to it. So the floor is
Right.
yours, Miss Scott.
Oh, I can speak to that person because I was that person. Like I said, I got my education certificate later on in life. Um, I originally graduated with a bachelor's in communications, and I got a job as a buyer for an aircraft company. Traveled the world, and all of a sudden the economy got blasted, and I stopped traveling. Stopped. It was stopped being really glamorous. And then I got a chance to kind of look at what I was doing, and I wasn't happy. And I just was not happy in corporate America. I ended up, long story short, um, I ended up training a person from Mexico that took my job, and I got laid off. And after giving my blood and sweat to this company, I realized that they didn't care about me. And like I said, I wasn't happy. So um, I prayed about it, and I said, God, what do I need to do? And then I went back. God was like, I tried to tell you from the beginning, you need to be a teacher. And, it's not as glamorous as that job you had, but that's that job for you. And I was like, okay. And I went back and got my education certificate. I was 35 at the time. So I started teaching late in life. I wasn't a spring chicken when I got into the education field, but once I got into it, man, changed my life. Changed my life. And it changed my life because I was able to change others' lives just by touching their lives. And I just really, I'm about to cry now. Just it makes my heart sing that it's just such a fulfilling job. So if you are thinking about being a teacher, I strongly suggest, if this is your passion, again, like Mr. Logan said, it is not the most glamorous job in the world. You do not get paid overtime, because you will work a lot of overtime. You're grading papers at night after you deal with your family and have dinner and live your life with your family. You're up grading papers by the lamplight at midnight sometimes. So it's but to see the your students' face light up once they understand something, or to see that person, that C average, go up to an A with your help, and knowing that cannot be taken away from them, it's just the most fulfilling job in the world. So again, if you are deciding to be a teacher, I highly recommend it. Again, if it's your passion, and just know going in that it is not the most glamorous, but it is the most rewarding.
Wow. Wow. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here live at the Logan Power Show. Mrs. Scott here. If you're in the Texas area, this is the teacher you want to have in your home, just to be able to make a difference. I know for me, a teacher is something that there's some teachers in my life I can remember who really they were the ones that gave me that push. And my first one was my mother. She was a teacher. So I know that for me, some things do rub off.
Yeah,
and,
they do,
and
don't they? As much as you don't want it to.
they do rub off. And for those that are watching us, take heed of what she said. Your sacrifice is the greatest reward that you'll ever make. You'll know when you impacted somebody's life. You have your beginning. And if you ever see a graveside, you always have the beginning of that person's life. That mine is so unknown, and you have the end. That unknown right there. You don't know what they did, but boy, it sure tells a lot when that person goes off to be with the Lord, because
Mhm.
people will testify that
Mhm.
teacher was the one who made a difference.
Mhm.
So, are you making a difference? That's
That's
all the
right.
time I got. My name is Calvin of the Logan Power Show, nationwide, worldwide. We love you. We'll see you soon.